Hello and welcome to my video, MGTOW, virtual signaling. So I'm just going to use just a rough definition of virtue signaling. So simply put, it's just showing off how virtuous or great you are. For example, I gave money to charity. I gave £1,000 to charity. Look how good I am. So I'm going to be analysing virtue signaling within the context of people who call themselves MGTOW. So firstly, you can argue this both sides. You can argue the argument for and you can argue against. So the argument for MGTOW being virtual signalers, well, firstly, straight away, if you type in why I became MGTOW, you will find tons and tons of videos. And very often, MGTOW content creators often make videos about why they became MGTOW. And within the comments and video creators, you will see the sentiment that it is good to be MGTOW. Okay, so let me address these 2 points whilst I argue against MGTOW being virtue signalers. The first thing, is it morally good to be MGTOW? Well, it's an individualistic choice on how you live your life. Therefore, that's why you can't really... If I say I am MGTOW, or the reason I went MGTOW and I made a whole video explaining it, how can you contrast that to, for example, I gave money to charity? Now, you might understand or appreciate the benefits of going MGTOW, but that in itself isn't morally good. It's not a... MGTOW isn't a moral choice. It's a philosophy and a lifestyle. Also, one of the main things against... Okay, let's say there's lots of videos where MGTOW content providers have made videos and explained their reasons for going MGTOW. They're explaining their reasons and their life experience. They're not making necessarily moral arguments. For example, if someone says, I went through a bad divorce, I went MGTOW, where is the moral argument? It's like a pragmatic argument. It's an argument based on life and experience. Therefore, it's not really in the realm of being moral or immoral. Which brings me on to my next point, is what I like to call, or it's probably already been called, MGTOW by definition. For example, I am MGTOW by definition. So I have been going my own way for 3.5 years, and you'll see many men and many content creators, they'll be saying, I've been going my own way for 20 years or 30 years or 50 years. And then, obviously to an outsider, they don't understand. It's very simple. That's why it's MGTOW by definition, because of the way in which you're living your life is by definition MGTOW. And as I explained in my video, my uncle, the richest man in my family, is the richest man in my family, and he lost a hell of a lot of money through divorce, and now his last chance of happiness is with a single mother, an Asian single mother in Thailand. So if MGTOW never existed, I would just need to look at my uncle and analyse my uncle's life and make decisions opposite to my uncle. And this is, to be honest, ultimately a reason why it's for me, it's almost like near impossible for it to be virtual signaling, because it doesn't matter how many people identify as MGTOW, because if you use the definition of the way, if you analyse the way in which people are living their life, like they have had experience of women, experience of society. I have a very good friend, and he's 3 or 4 years younger than me, and he's just completely given up on women. In his words, bitches are cray-cray. Now, he's been saying this for years, but now, after dating a lot more women than me, he's dated like 10 women, he's just done. He's just absolutely done. And one day, not too long ago, we was playing a game, and I said, oh, have you heard of MGTOW? And he's like, nope. So I was like, and then because we was playing the game, we were slightly distracted. I never mentioned it ever again. And again, I can now class my friend as MGTOW by definition. Because again, these are the reality of the situation. So to a certain extent, I suppose MGTOW, you could argue it's irrelevant because it's just a social phenomenon. It's already happening. Now, one of the reasons MGTOW is so popular is, let's take my friend for example, if he wanted to understand, well, why are women acting this way? Why is society set up this way? Why are things not working out for me like they worked out for my grandfather or my father? And, surprise, surprise, MGTOW would have the answers. And to quickly revisit the point, I said that within comment sections and various YouTube creators, we've said sort of MGTOW is good. Well, it's more, as many people have said, MGTOW is the only solution. We've tried all the rest. We've tried all the trad card things. We've tried this. We've tried religious girls. We've tried all sorts. None of them work because society's argument against this is, oh, you didn't meet the right woman, and it's just like, I'm sorry, that's just not valid reasoning. Like, come on, you're gonna have to do better than that. It's like, I don't play the lottery. I always take the piss out of anyone who plays the lottery. You're just wasting your money. Who wins in the lottery? Whoever owns the lottery company. They make loads of money. Everyone else loses. I think where it can be a grey area, from the outsider's perspective, let's say a guy comes in, he watches a MGTOW video, and then he starts stating blue pill worldview, saying like, oh, blah blah blah, just a load of nonsense, like, yeah, you can find the right woman and all this nonsense. And then all the MGTOW in the comment section, they're all like, look mate, you're a retard, like, do you value freedom? Want to live a good life? Perhaps MGTOW might be a good option. So I think sometimes there can be a kind of a grey area for an outsider's perspective on MGTOW, because people are saying MGTOW are good, or MGTOW is good. And it's like, good or logical, rational, and based up by reality? Because the thing is, because it's all based on reality, it's a matter of fact. It's not a matter of subjective opinion. And usually anyone rejecting MGTOW just really hasn't critically analysed society. That's just it. Like, for example, ask them, how addictive is love? What effect does love have on the brain? They're not going to be able to answer. Even a simple one, but like, do men and women love differently? They go, oh no, women will love you great. It's like, bullshit. How do they break up with people and find someone new very, very quickly? Just basic biology. But the thing is, because of their indoctrination, they don't want to question women. They don't want to question society. They don't want to critically analyse anything. They don't do any self-reflection. And they don't want to just observe what's in front of them. That's just it. It's just, the thing is with MGTOW by definition is, the truth's been right in front of your face. It's just you've been taught all this bullshit. And MGTOW's just a way of quantifying that, yeah, it is all bullshit. And they can explain why it's bullshit. Okay, I've ranted on long enough. Thank you for listening, watching, and goodbye.